YouTube. Uh, what's going on? How y'all been? I uh I have been absent as of late. This will be one of the circumstances where I will not be apologizing for it. The only thing I'll apologize for is being dumb because I've been gone for what has it been, a month, I think, since the last upload, which is unacceptable. But there were supposed to be two uploads that I sent to YouTube, and I put them under that, like, where you can schedule them to upload, and then they never actually went live. And then by that time, I was like, well, I want those, released, close to the same time. But so I just deleted them, and I figured I would just talk about everything that's happened over this last month. Life has gotten a little busy. Um, God, I said everything, didn't I? Holy shit. I mean, ugh. Holy crap. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, YouTube. Let's see. Let me see if I can find the date. Let me see if I can find the date it happened so that I can give you guys a breakdown. Hey, back up. Sorry, my dogs are in here terrorizing me right now.
My boy Rojo Johnson.
Okay. That's a video. That's not what I wanted. Damn. I don't think it's on here. That blows. Or maybe I didn't go back far enough. Anyway. I know I say this. I guess I'll start off with some positive news. I got the third stripe on my blue belt. And I am super happy with it. Because I feel like this is a sign that I've remained consistent and in something despite the tough times. Obviously, every now and again I do miss a class, and I'm limited to only 2 classes a week, and that really really sucks. Is when I do miss a class, and I think this has actually been one of the biggest helpers towards my mental health as of late. By as of late, I mean like probably the last 2 years. Honestly, I don't know where I'd be without it. So I'm super thankful for jiu-jitsu, and it was nice to know that, like, I'm to the more experienced people, that I'm still making progress even with everything going on, and that's nice. It's always nice to be acknowledged. Um, so that's my good news. Bad news. I think I might have mentioned that I'm almost positive I mentioned that my grandma was sick. Not doing too well. She's doing better. Um, she's doing better. I I got super nervous because, like, while she was in the hospital, she was having complication. Hey, go lay down, please. Thank you. She was having complications left and right. Couldn't get her oxygen levels up, and she ended up getting pneumonia. I had to. I feel like I ended up risking my employment because I don't think I was disrespectful to the people I worked with, but I did tell my boss because I have been there for less than a year. I don't have much vacation time accrued up or anything like that. And so I told my plant manager, I said, hey, here's the situation, but I don't know how to navigate this space. I don't have any vacation time to go see my grandma, and I very much want to. I don't know how bad it is, but I want to see her while she's alive. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to go see a funeral. I would rather miss a funeral and see her while she's alive. That's just my train of thought, I guess. Hey, get down. Go on. My dog is being a pest right now. Hey, go get in your bed. Go on. Go out. Out. Thank you. And so that's just my take on things, I guess. So I approached my plant manager and I told him the situation, and he was actually really understanding. But I did feel like I risked my employment when I told him. I was like, well, I mean, I would really like to work something out because I'm gonna go regardless. When I find a flight I can afford, I'm gonna go regardless, and that's kind of like, I feel like that's inadvertently telling your employer, like, I hope you figure something out because I will be going. I will be leaving, whether you say I can or not. And I would have. I don't know what that would have led to if there was an issue, but it seems to not have been an issue. So fuck it. And I felt truly blessed to be able to go see my grandma while she's alive. We kept it a surprise. I didn't tell her I was coming. My mom didn't tell her I was coming. She's still in the hospital in the ICU wing, but she's conscious. She can get up and walk around and stuff like that. And it was we didn't tell her I was coming though. And then, damn her, she scared me as soon as I seen her. When I came around the corner to see her, because we got special permission from the hospital for me, my mom, and my brother to kind of all see her together, which in the ICU ward is usually like one person at a time, and then but we got permission to all three be in there, and so my mom and my brother went into her room first, and I kind of stayed around the corner, and I let them say their hellos, da 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 da, and then I heard my brother say, "We got a surprise for you," and then I come with the head nurse walking around the corner, and then when she looks up and sees me through the door, like, you could just see it. She was she started crying and bawling and kicking her little feet, and oh man, it was so funny, but it scared the shit out of me because I don't know what it's called. Is it an EKG machine or something? This motherfucker started beeping fast, and it scared the fuck out of me, and oh, that was cool, but it wasn't cool. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like that's the happiest I've ever made somebody, like in the world. And it was just a good feeling. I was glad I got to see her. And I will cherish that for the rest of my life. It was tough though. It was so hard to see her like that because she had a tracheotomy, so she's got a hole in her neck with this tube that just, she's breathing through a tube that goes through a hole in her neck, and still hooked up to the oxygen, all these other like IVs and stuff, and it's just, it's like, I don't know. I hadn't seen her like this, and I've been in Oklahoma, so I haven't seen her through the whole process. But like, the fuck is going on with my hair? I look so dumb right now. It was tough seeing her like that. It really was. I hadn't been there throughout the process for her, and so it's like I didn't see the worst of it when she was like unconscious and in a coma and stuff. And so it's like I get there and I see her like that, and then I'm sure my mom thinks like I bit her head off, but my mom's like, "She looks good, huh?" And I looked at her and I was like, "No, what the fuck? Like, there's a hole in her neck. Like, what are you talking about?" And and then my mom showed me some pictures and stuff, and I was just like, "Mom, I'm sorry." Like, it's weird that such a blessing could be so hard. Not kind of like a weird little, I don't know what the right word would be, paradigm that, like, you're blessed to go through all this, like for all this stuff to stress you out. And it's like, man, it was just tough seeing her like that. But super good news. The only thing I had planned was to see her over the weekend. I didn't think we were going to be able to take her home. So, like, we've been trying to coordinate with home health care and stuff, like, or, you know, like my mom has been, mainly my mom. And to, like, get her, she's got a hospital bed inside her house now. A commode, you know, if you know, you know, oxygen machine, stuff like that. It's got all this, you know, stuff for when she gets home, but like we don't know when we can take her home or if we can take her home. Well, the very next day, I flew in on a Thursday, and my mom picked me up from the airport, and we drove straight to the hospital, which was like 3 hours away. And that's on a Thursday. And the very next day, on Friday, because they ended up getting another set of her labs back on that Thursday, they took her home, or they said they can send her home Friday. There's like as long as they don't drop again on Friday, she can come home Friday. And it was so cool. I was like, man, what a weekend, right? Like, where we get to like bring her home and everything. So she was able to leave the ICU on Friday, and it was really nice to be able to be there for that. Now, a lot of that stuff comes with its own problems, like, you know, like usually when somebody's sick, you know, like whether the family likes each other or not, like people kind of come together, kind of, and then a lot of people some people start making it about them. Some people just bring up old shit, stuff that doesn't matter. And, you know, it's kind of annoying. And there was plenty of that happening, which is unfortunate. But my grandma got to go home Friday. This isn't last weekend. It's the weekend before now, about 2 weeks ago. But she was to leave on Friday in like the middle of the day, and she had to go straight to a doctor's appointment, you know, before she headed home. Unfortunately, on that Friday, my mom called me one time and said that me and my brothers need to, you know, borrow my aunt's car and, you know, or my aunt's truck, and then drive and meet her at this address, yada yada yada. My grandma had fell at the doctor's office, and my mom isn't really strong enough to just be like picking up my grandma, and how do I explain this? So, you know, I'm kind of racing a little faster than I should be, probably, if I'm to be completely honest. That and got all my brothers over there, and my grandma's outside the doctor's office, on the concrete, on her knees. And I was just like, man, what the fuck? She was too weak to get herself like in the car. Like, I guess it was too high, and she couldn't like lift her butt up onto the seat, and she like just kind of like fell, and then my mom couldn't get her up. And so I don't know how long my mom had been there, or, you know, my mom and my grandma had been there, but that sucked. And then so, you know, she's weak and she's sore, and it's kind of hard to just like pick her up because I can't cover her trach, because then she's gonna suffocate. And it was a whole mess. But me and my brothers got her up, got her in the car, and then and that stressed everybody out quite a bit. Then I think one of the hardest parts for me was how do I say this? I've been seeing a lot recently, I guess a lot in the last like year or two about like, you know, toxic masculinity and being like macho and how it's not like, you know, bullshit. It's not like it doesn't help anybody, this, that, and the other. But, and I don't even know if this really qualifies, but like, it sucked and I hated that I had to do this, but I didn't allow myself to cry, and I wasn't unconscious of it. I was conscious of it. I was like, I can't cry. I can't be sad. Like, not in front of these people anyway. These people being like my family, because they're all crying and they're all sad. And I mean, I am too. But one more person crying and being sad isn't going to help it. Holy shit, I just dropped my phone. I think it's alive. And it sucks. It sucks. It really sucked. Because after we got my grandma in the car, you know, she's just holding my hand. Like no grip strength whatsoever, and just bawling her eyes out and crying, and just saying shit like, you know, like, I thought I was a good person, like, you know, I've tried to be there for everybody, like, you know, all sides of my family, or anytime anybody's asked for anything, I've always tried to do what I can for them, this, that, and the other. And then she asks why, and I don't know, you know, I I don't know why anybody would ask me anything, but I definitely don't know why my grandma would ask me a question like that, because I don't have the answers. I do not have the answers as to why such a good person is going through such a tough time right now. And it sucked to see her like that, but I don't think crying with her was going to help. So you kind of, you put on the brave face, put on the fake smile, and then you tell them it's going to be okay, and that you're always going to be there for them. And then you say some shit like, you know, not going to let nothing happen to them, and then you have to do the same, and then I have to do the same for my brothers. So after we got my grandma in the car, and we're getting ready to take her to her house, my brothers are both in there bawling, like in the truck. So I put my grandma in my mom's car. My mom's driving my grandma to the house. And then I'm in the truck with my brothers, and I let my mom drive off first, and then I told them, and I felt so cruel doing this, like weirdly cruel, but I told them to stop crying. I didn't curse them out. It wasn't like knock that shit off. I said, hey, both of you, like, listen to me. Take a few deep breaths. If you need to cry right now in the car, that's fine. But you need to be done crying by the time we get to grandma's house. She doesn't need to see that shit. She already feels like a burden. So you have until we get to her house to let it out. which sucks. I hated telling him that too. Like I said, I felt like it felt cruel when I said it. But and I know how much it hurts because I'm going through the same emotions that they are. And I want to bawl my eyes out and cry just like they do. But then you just can't afford to. So yeah, stressful trip home. Let me tell you. But all in all, it was still a blessing and something I'm grateful for and happy about. Try not to get super emotional, so I know these pauses are making this video kind of long. But you know, but of course life's not that easy, and so like within the 2 weeks that I've been back, she has ended up back in the ER. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I'm, trying as best I can to call them every day and check up on them and make sure she's doing all right. Hopefully I can go back out there soon. I just wish I don't think I need much in life. I really don't. Not to be happy. But I would love the ability to take like stress away from the people I love. Stress is like this world's greatest like silent killer, and it's annoying. Like, it's none of my business to say, but like I know one of my buddies is like, too has just lost his job, and so he's probably a little stressed out, and he's trying his best to stay positive. And I've been there too, and it's like, man, I don't know why I have this very, very I have this new like determination to somehow just make it. And by make it, I mean like I don't think I've ever needed much, but now I feel like I want to be rich, like a lot of money, so that, and I want to find a way to do so making my own money instead of be somebody else's employee, instead of work for somebody else. And the reason being because, man, I would just like to be the guy that can like help people through situations. These last couple weeks of just talking about, man, I don't need much, but that's what I would like to do for other people that I love. Hey, you lost your job until you get a new one. You want to work for me? Cool. Give him a paycheck. I'd oh my gosh, a family member sick or something like that. Or maybe just it's a family member's birthday. I don't need to go ask anybody. I don't need to go ask another grown ass man or woman for permission to like not make money that day so that I can go see some people I love. Which I think is also the most asinine thing in like the work industry ever. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, I understand the whole, like, if you don't, like, threaten people, like, or threaten to like replace them, or like, fire them or replace them with somebody else or something like that. They may never show up to work. They may show up to work twice a week, but at the same goddamn time, dude, like, if I'm working, you're paying me this, and then if I'm not, you don't pay me at all. Like, why should I have to ask permission to, like, it's like, why is, like, if I don't show up, we're taking away the money, but then I'm also penalized. Like, our transaction was like my time for your money. I don't understand why there's anything, other than that. But that's just, maybe that's also why I'm not rich. Like, maybe I don't have like a great business mind like that. Maybe I should, I don't know. Maybe I should just work for somebody that, like, does have a good business mind where I can still make a lot of money. I don't know who that would be, though. Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Mr. Beast. They all seem to have good minds for business and stuff. But again, I don't really want to have to work for anybody else, only because of those reasons. Like, if I'm ever having a day or something, I would really like to take it off. Like, it's not going to help the business. It's not going to, But if I'm my own boss and I figure out how to make my own money, whatever days I take off, whatever days I don't do something, that's the decision's on me. And whatever is lost it's my loss. It's not somebody else's. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just rambling, but I really want to start chasing money. I don't care if people call me successful anymore. I don't know how. In my mind, I'm already successful, and I don't have anything worth showing off, and I'm fine, but not wealthy. And I think I want to start chasing wealth. But speaking of work, though, I did get my 90-day review, and I do now make like $19.50 an hour. So I'm making more at this new job than I was working 6 years at my other job. So that's another plus. $19.50 an hour. 3-stripe purple belt. Blue belt. Sorry. I have purple belt dreams, okay? I'm manifesting. Anything new coming up? Not really, I don't think. Ate a bunch of good food while I was back in California. Other than that, man, I've just been trying to. It sounds terrible, but I've been trying to figure out how to get rich. If you ever get a significant other, I would like to be able to, like, here's money for your nails, or like, hey, let's go on a trip. And I would like to be able to do that without, like, planning it like a year in advance and then still barely being able to afford it. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of hard work. I just haven't found out how to do it yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to do it. I need to figure out a way to stay positive the whole time, too, because let me tell you, like I said, that trip was a blessing. But man, that hurt. That hurt a little bit. I think one of the hardest parts, too, is when I had to come home. And I flew in, got a ride from the airport, and then once I was home, it was just me and my dogs, and I bawled my eyes out like a baby. I cried like a bitch. And I don't think I've ever felt as alone as I did in that moment when I was like, damn, you know, as much stress as they got, or like, you know, they cause each other, like my family. It was just nice being there. Um, Again, it felt weird though, because I had to, you know, I low key told my brothers to like suppress their emotions for a minute, and that sucked. And it felt wrong, but I also felt like it had to be done. And then I just didn't have anybody to like, I guess, cry to myself or something like that when I got home. It is what it is. So apparently that saying's toxic now too. It is what it is. But things are looking up. Hopefully, in these next 2 weeks, I'm gonna see if I can go up to Kansas City to go to another Hoist Gracie seminar. That'll be cool. If not, I can't make it because I think it's on a fucking Monday of all days. It's on a fucking Monday, meaning I'd have to get up at 3 a.m, go through a whole work day, and if I get off on time at like 1:30, then, you know, then I can I can get in the car with the guys and drive up to Kansas City, which is like 4 hours away, do the seminar, drive back, and then somehow like make it to work, you know, the next day. It don't really seem smart, but I would like to do it. Oh, also, I'm doing privates, which is actually kind of cool. It's low key boosted my confidence a fuck ton, actually, that someone trusts me enough and is impressed with me enough to pay me to teach them, like, you know, how to wrestle / grapple, and that's cool. I really enjoy it. I'm actually going to see if I could do some more of those. I have no idea why, but it's weirdly confidence boosting. So I got a couple cool things on the horizon. Maybe they'll make me wealthy. Who knows? But yeah, YouTube. That's why I've been away. I've been busy. Been stressed. You know, been running ragged. But I'm done rambling. So do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. It's free on YouTube. Go in the description. Follow the link to, you know, to the Twitch and the TikTok. Just hit follow on those. Those buttons are free. And let me know in the comments after you like the video. Let me know in the comments, you know, what you guys think. If you guys, you know, want to talk about any other topics in the world that have been happening. You know, any odd topics, this, that, or the other, will be cool. I'll be willing to talk about. So yeah, so if you made it this far, your only instructions are to hit that subscribe button, like and comment on the video. The more you guys do that, the more it pops up on other people's recommendeds, and the more famous I get, and the greater my chances of becoming wealthy, like we just discussed. Oh, that sounds so egotistical, huh? Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all, and I will catch you in a week. I'm going to upload this real quick, and then I'm going to do the Oddly Different Podcast. Oddly Different Podcast. Check out that YouTube channel. That link will also be in the description below. Take care of yourselves. Love y'all. Peace.